Hey Tommy.
Wayner, here we are, a little fireside chat.
Yeah, it's been God, quite a while.
Yeah,
The grandkids keep coming.
grandkids, illness, weather,
Oh,
commitments,
my,
but
my
here we
goodness.
are.
Yeah, congrats to my son and Zach and Amanda. They had a little
Yep,
baby last Friday,
definitely.
little Emma Rose, and so now we have Owen and Emma.
Yeah,
You have your three, and you have Rai got one
fourth
coming.
coming. Yep, my
Wow,
fourth grandchild's coming. Yes, and,
unbelievable.
keeps us busy.
It does, and that's part of
Um,
the reason we can't do these shows.
I enjoy it every minute of it, but it does wear you out a little bit. You know.
Okay, so I got two things to say before we start. Okay,
All right.
number one, do not adjust your internet connected devices. Yes, I am this huge. Okay, I can't lose a pound to save my life. But anyway, do not adjust your sets. Okay. Secondly, I got to give credit to my the other half of the hip here, Tom, because last time we were talking, and in the beginning of the season, Tom was talking about have patience with the Sabres, have patience, and I know I was one of them, and almost everybody was like, enough patience, God, we got to win. But the reality is, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, is how did this happen? How did they become this as the kids like to say, what do they call it? Not a rocket. That doesn't matter. They how did they become this juggernaut that's lost 4 games in 26 or whatever?
Best record in the NHL since December 7th or something.
Ninth, yeah.
You know.
The comeback in Edmonton. So anyway, kudos to Tommy. That's why he was a much better hockey coach than I was too, because he was able to deal with it. I kind of went off. Those of you who know me know I have no freaking patience, except with my grandkids. Okay, so Tom, let's talk about the big question that's been out there is like, well, how did this happen, right? How does this happen with Sabres? You got this team is obviously Kevin Adams' team.
Right.
Nothing has been done. It's
By the
his
way, he
team.
should get votes for GM of the year too, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. But
Um,
I don't think they can vote for him because
well,
he's fired. But anyway, no. But let's talk about how this happened, right? There's a lot of thoughts out there about how you go from losing to winning like that when you fire a GM. But go ahead.
In fairness, being retired, I had a lot more time to listen to other people outside of Buffalo tell me about the Sabres. And then you take that with what you're seeing
Right.
and you start using common sense. And it's one of the reasons why GR pisses me off. I know everybody's entitled to their opinions and stuff, but the information some of these young guys throw out, it's just not true.
Right.
And the lack of patience. I get the years without a playoff team. I get all of that. It was just like when the Bills took over, the drought and everything.
Yeah.
But this particular group and Kevin Adams really weren't part of that. Now, you might say 5 years, okay. But
you could see the talent here. That's what got me. I could see the talent.
Well, the best players in the NHL come from the top of the draft. First round, top of the first round, second round, top of the second round.
Yeah.
Then it really starts getting thin.
Gets real thin.
We were losing. We tanked. That was the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
You tanked, you got those guys, and we don't have to say what those guys have done. How they were managed was horrible. That's not Kevin Adams' fault, right? Yeah, Pagula, well, he thought he was trusting the right people. Right? All right, so now Adams takes over, and he's got a lot of draft picks. He made some shrewd trades. He drafted guys like Kulik and Osland and people at Levi. People weren't seeing the immediate results.
Because they don't, except for Benson at 18, nobody walks in this league.
And when you listen...
Not nobody, very few.
To the outside experts, they tell you it takes sometimes so many games in the AHL.
Mm-hmm.
And then you listen to the internet NHL network, and I brought it up, Kulik.
Yeah.
In the under 20s, 3 straight years he was voted one of the top 3 forwards in the world.
Right.
But he's 16, 17, he's 18 when he comes here.
Right.
It takes time
to get to the next level and show that same talent.
Levi dominated at midget, stayed an extra year. Then I believe he went to Northeastern and was whatever, not so hot. But then started dominating, where he kind of was one of the best in college hockey and set phenomenal records.
Almost history.
Comes here, and ups and downs, right? It takes time to adjust to the game.
Right.
Now he goes down to the AHL, and he's getting that 919, 915 type save percentage, and he's showing a team how to win, right? Miller benefited from that. Marty Barone benefited from that. Allmark, I believe, might have even benefited a little bit from the AHL. It takes time. You listen to the experts. It takes defensemen, and you said this too, time. They wanted Ekblad. Who is he? He's a bum. Hedman. Oh, my God.
They want to get rid of him.
Now when they start seeing the lights go off, Owen Power was drafted number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Huge guy, played college hockey. There's not a lot of, he hit, but he's not a head knocker.
Right.
And when you listen to his interview, well, he always got penalties when he crushed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But his dominance of the game and how he saw it, well, then he comes here and he struggles a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now the light bulbs are going off. So that's why I kept saying patience. I went and talked to Tim Kennedy at a Bills party out in Orchard Park. And I said, hey, Middlestat, was he traded because of Kulich? He said, no. Noah Osland. Mm-hmm. 200-foot game, super intelligent. Sam Reinhart, kind of intelligent. Well, that took a little time.
Which is rare.
The average fans don't see immediate results.
Mm-hmm.
Now Osland comes over, he's got to go down to the AHL a little bit and figure it out.
But when he's come up, he's shown. And so is Constant Hellenis. I think, so what got me...
One last thing quickly, too. Then
ahead.
Adams made a couple of shrewd deals. He traded for Beck Malenstein. People laughed at him. But Seth Appert, who I think is going to be the next coach of the Sabres, I've said it before, he told Kevin, the guys in the AHL hated playing against this guy. He's fierce. Wow, we got to give up a second-round pick, but nobody here knew him.
Right.
But now you see how fierce, and he's fast.
He's
blocking a shot with 3 minutes to go in the game and a 2-goal lead. I mean, I guess you got to do that to win, right? But he's tough.
You know what, though? I saw him block a shot when we were up 4 goals.
Right.
That guy don't change depending on the situation.
And the other interesting thing from watching a lot of Sabre hockey over the years, watch what I always remember when Playfair hit you and they'd look, see 2-7, hey, how you doing? Good, and you? Right?
Yeah.
When Malenstein hits you, you stay hit. Like, there's no running them back or anything. That's respect. So then he makes the trade for Norris, and a guy you're taking a risk on because you don't get top 6 forwards for
Without
nothing.
a risk. They're not going to,
And he comes and he makes the people around him better, but he gets hurt in game 1.
Yeah.
And
he gets hurt again.
it is annoying. And down the road, guys, when the Quinns and the Oslands and the Helenases and Helenas or whatever, when they start getting confidence, then you can lose a Norris for a few games. But right now, it's all part of the puzzle piece. And then when Norris does come back, before he got cross-checked, everybody slotted back into the lines where they can really be effective, you know? So...
Well, and the way I look at it, too, is that's all correct. I think what happens is people say, well, how could this happen, you know? Because it is Adams' team, period. And why didn't they win? Okay. Well, one of the things was, well, because Yamo B there went into the locker room and said, you know, you're all expendable. You know, if you don't play, I'll kill you. Now, Tage Thompson said that he did say that. I'm not questioning that. I guess my point is, I don't think that did it, okay? Because these guys have their guaranteed contracts and there are no trades and this and that. The bottom line is the next thing that was told was, well, you know, I think what happened is it was pretty much psychological.
They hated Kevin Adams.
Here was a team of guys that were like playing hockey at home. They were losing at home. They were hearing "Fire Kevin" chants. Booze. Okay. They were hearing boos, they were hearing everything, and they were like, there was like this black cloud over the team that kind of pushed them down. And I think when they fired Kevin, I think it was more of a, okay, fresh air, deep, just a breath of fresh air, big wake-up call. You know, you got Donnie Granado fired. Now you got this guy fired. Who's going to wake up here? And I think it happened. I don't think it's because Yamo B there went in and said, you're all expendable.
And a lot of the fans here listen to GR. The only thing they have, and a lot of them don't have time to get on the internet and all that other stuff, and they're told, well, Adams failed to make a trade during a 13-game losing streak, which wasn't a 13-game losing streak until the 13th game.
Yeah,
you know, he didn't say, well, we lost the first couple in overtime or something. Oh, this is going to be 13, right?
No, of course not.
But make a deal. Cut somebody. This is what they said.
Yeah.
Cut Uki Cabela. Yeah. Right? Okay, that's going to open the door for some free agents to come in.
Yeah.
The bottom line is it's a no-trade league. Everybody's got no movement, half movement, this movement, that movement.
Right.
Right? Our guys have those movements. Right?
Correct.
At Winnipeg this year, you don't have palm trees in Winnipeg, right? They lost, I think, 12 or 11 games.
Yeah.
Where was the big blockbuster trade there?
There were none. In fact, if you look at the teams that are struggling, they're making these trades for AHL defensemen, for third, fourth round picks. There's no thing that's saving the team.
It's a non-trade league.
It's basically a non-trade league. And to basically say that Kevin Adams is gone, and I just saw this written by GR, not on the radio, they said, well, it's because when the Sabres during the year were struggling, he did nothing. Well, I saw him on the last Sabre video cast where it showed him telling Utah, yeah, we want Kesselring, but we want Doan. And the guy in the background says, no, you're not getting Doan. He says, yeah, see you later. 3 calls later, they go, okay, you can have Doan. And we gave him J.J. Peterka. What a steal.
And now GR says, well, he probably would have signed him. You jumped all over his throat when we didn't sign him. Paul Hamilton and everybody said the Sabres always get the least in the deal, right? I went to the games with horrific vision. I saw Peterka dogged, his head in disgust. I heard his locker cleanout interview. Didn't sound like he wanted to be on board.
No, it didn't.
Right?
No, it didn't.
I don't know if Adams was really going to sign the guy. But give him his due, and he made a really sharp trade there.
And Kesselring from all accounts, will be good. He's had a couple tough injuries.
Well, he gets hurt to start the year with Lindy's bag skate because he didn't feel the team was in good enough shape, forgetting the fact you had to go to that stupid Europe trip.
Oh, man.
So, Kesselring...
Well, Europe was last year.
Right, but that's what he was comparing it to, the bad start, being out of shape.
Right.
And so and Kesselring, probably a groin or something, he started off slow, then he hurt the ankle. But I think this guy's a player. Kesselring's tough. You saw the other night the guy wanted to dance with him, but he was smart. He said, no, I got to stay healthy.
And even Timmins, who broke his leg on a fluke play. I mean, even Timmins, this kid can play. I mean, you're talking about, we're playing now Bryson and Matza on our third pair. And that's a hell of a third pair. Now, they're only playing 11, 12 minutes, but my God, this team is really gelled. There's talent. Hey, how about Tkachuk the other night after the Florida game? That team has more skill than we do. That's the quote.
I also heard from the captain of Utica, my soon-to-be son-in-law, and my daughter went to a Utica game, and they coached this kid. I can't think of his name. He was the captain of Utica, and he said, this was a couple seasons ago, he goes, Quinn and Peterka and Krebs, we tried the physical, and we tried that. You can't. They're 200-foot players. Now, Peterka disappointed me a little bit with that, but whatever. Adams saw it, and for whatever reason, made a great deal there, and got a heck of a couple hockey players. One other thing, when I say no trade league, yes, there are trades in the league, but not as many and not as easy as our local media will tell you, right? And
well, they talk about the bread man. Let's get the bread man. We'll rent him. Okay, so if you rent him, there's not a huge cost for the contract this year. And then he goes on July 1st and takes off. So what are you giving up for him? You think if they said to me, Buffalo, give me a third for a rental?
Well, sure.
Of course.
Adams would have done that,
But they're going to say, we want Murza, your number 1 pick this year, and a second, and a first. So, no, absolutely not.
And that's the thing. I hear that Jarmo, and I know nothing about Jarmo be there, right? But he's bold, and he does things, right? Okay. I looked into what he had done. He had the Bobrovsky and Panarin on expiring contracts, kept them.
Yeah, didn't trade them.
Traded some prospects for Duchesne and someone else. Swept Tampa, I believe. Beat Tampa, great win. And won 2 games against the Rangers, and that was it.
So he won 6 playoff games.
6 playoff games, and then lost all of that.
And he lost Bobrovsky and Panarin. And so you got to be smart. I mean, listen,
Adams, I think, told us when we get a good team, we want to make it a good team for a while.
Just like the Bills.
And don't let GR tell you, just have that one playoff game, party in the square on a 60-degree night.
No.
Bullshit. The Bills make the playoffs every year, and you wanted everybody canned.
That's right.
We want a good, sustainable team, and we were on the verge. Last thing the guy said on NHL Network, you got to sometimes let the cake cook to the final minute.
Right.
When you pull a pizza out of the oven too soon, what do you got?
Mush.
Exactly.
Listen, what I love about this is I'm actually afraid that Jarmo will be there. By the way, Jarmo Be There was a song by the Michael McDonald, the Doobie Brothers. Yeah. So we call it, I'm not saying Kekalainen or whatever.
Right.
We're calling him Jarmo Be There. Anyway, Jarmo Be There. He's bold, but I don't want him to be bold. This team is good. Do not upset this. And again, don't upset it. And we'll talk about this now. Don't upset it by trading Tuch. If Tuch is going to leave here unrestricted, then I say let him leave. At this point, if he won't sign, you play this out. He is too big in that locker room. And then you go to the playoffs and you do what you do first time. And then if he leaves, he leaves. I think if you make a decent offer, he don't leave. Why would he want to go to a team with salary cap like Calgary or Vancouver and suck.
It doesn't make sense. Now, did we bring Marc Bergeron in?
Yes.
Okay. All I hear about is he left Montreal better than it was when he was there, which is true. Mm-hmm. Well, so did Kevin Adams.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
But going to Tuck for a minute, I want him signed. I also realize that $12 million for 8 years, it's not realistic.
It's not doable. Yeah.
But I
not
think
at 30 years old. At 26, yes.
we have a great cap guy here already, Jacko, whatever his name is, and Yarmo brought in his own cap guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless there's some injury that's on pins and needles with this guy or something, Tuck's more important to us
than anybody else.
Remember Nate Odoms, and some of you young people won't remember.
Yep.
He was a great cornerback, a shutdown corner who checked out free agency and never did anything.
He went to Seattle, and it was a huge loss for the Bills in the late 80s. And what happened is he was playing pickup basketball, tore a tendon in his ankle, and never really played well again. But
could that have happened here? Yes, but my point was...
The point is, I agree with you totally that Tuck is a guy that means way more to the Sabres than anybody else.
When you listen to the interviews, the players will say, Tucker, it's great to have him. When he came back, he missed a game, so it was great having Tucker back.
Yeah.
Now, is there a limit? Well, the analytics people, which the league is all monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
He's worth about 11.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody will argue that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, not many of the good teams have $11 million a year to give you.
No.
Okay?
And not get their own guys re-signed.
If he waits till July 1st, I'm sure the Bartlett crew is telling him, you're going to be the number one free agent out there. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the deals nowadays are 5 years. In fact, you just told me, and I didn't know, with the new CBA, they can only go 6 max anyway.
Yeah, they can go 7 with their own team after July 1st or 6 somewhere else.
So maybe the Sabres could get cute. If we make the playoffs, which I believe we will,
mm-hmm.
Why would Tucky built a mansion in Clarence next to Tage because they wanted to do like Josh did, make it a cultural thing, a team thing. I think the term could help us here.
Yeah.
Instead of the yearly figure, let's get the term. Whether you want to pay a 30-year-old 8 years, well, no, we don't have to go to 8, but maybe 5 or 6. Maybe you bite a year, but you get the term so he gets, somehow you make it. I think they need to make that work.
Well, the new things, too, in hockey, which is relatively new, is they want upfront bonuses. They didn't used to get signing bonuses.
Right.
Now they can. Give them a nice chunk signing.
Maybe that can be done, okay?
But there's got to be a way to do it. Listen, the guy sat in here, basically a hometowner from Syracuse, loved the Sabres, played what has probably been, 5 years now, on a $4.5 million contract, and just lost every year. Well, now, Tuck, you're here. You're winning. We're good. We're on the up and comer. Stay here.
If he'd take it, I'd sign him today, 8 for 8.
Well, I worry about 8.
You know what? But if you give him the term, that's all I'm saying. I wouldn't do that normally.
Right.
All right? But where we are with our team right now, I'll ride 2 years if maybe.
Well, you're going to have to buy him out. Yeah.
Or maybe, but then again, we were told by G.R. Skinner, he's weak along the boards, he doesn't do this, buy him out. Next year on opening night, they're going to introduce number 53, and just skates are going to come out with a pulley from the upper deck, because we're paying 6.6 to nobody.
$6.6 million, a dead cap to Skinner.
Now that guy could have played it out and he'd be gone now.
Yeah.
So, and now, I'm not saying the guy's horrific or he's crushed with injury or something, but Skinner is kind of Zucker.
Yeah.
All right, he was fiery. The team loved him. Yeah. He played hard.
Still score you 18 to 20.
Yeah, and he didn't do anything anywhere else. Whatever. I just know what he did here. That's what I mean. Sometimes a guy's more important to you than he might be somewhere else.
He's not doing well with San Jose, and they can't wait to get rid of him. Well,
forgetting
he did well here the last couple of years.
One key thing too about the Sabres we're not mentioning. We're getting above league average goaltending now, which we did not get.
What a difference. I mean, UPL, between the injuries, the last 8-9 games has been very good. And then, Lyon, that kid he's not a kid, he's 32, but he just came in and stabilized everything.
And all we heard from
Ellis, too. Ellis
3 goalies.
Nice.
It's so hard. Lindy doesn't know what to do. The practices.
Well, thank God.
Here's real simple. Stop a friggin' puck.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
And that's what Lindy was doing. And what happens? Yeah. UPL goes down again.
Yeah.
Now he's missing the Olympics with Finland.
And before UPL, Lyon went down with a concussion. I mean, it just kept coming.
And
Ellis was down.
Right.
So, no, keep the 3.
And Ellis was a hell of a find. St. Louis dangled. Mm-hmm. Adams jumped.
Yeah.
He was one of the 5 best goalies in the AHL. He's had a
I believe he was ranked 3rd.
funny road to through the ECHL and all of that.
Right.
But the kid makes saves, and yeah, they say he's chaotic sometimes, but doesn't seem like goals bother him.
No.
And he comes out and he challenges, and hey, why waive him for nothing right now? Now
I wouldn't do that. You got to keep 3. In fact, they said after the Olympic break, there's not a restriction of 23 players. So no, you keep 3, and somebody sits up in the rafters.
Right.
Who cares?
And next year, I think it's Levi's time to come up.
Yeah.
And maybe Yarmo, Mr. Bold, can do something in the offseason with UPL.
Exactly.
Because I kind of like Lyons. I think he's a good guy to have around. One last thing about Kevin Adams. He got mocked for the signing of Eric Johnson.
Right.
What did he do? It's horrible. Guys, Eric Johnson did more for the team off the ice than he did on. All right?
The coach on skates.
He came in and he helped Clifton. He helped Power. He helped Samuelson. And how do I know this? I listened to some interviews, guys, with him. And Samuelson said Johnson helped him with how to block a shot, how to stay healthy, how to treat the season like a marathon,
right,
and not a sprint. And that was a smart move. Oh, it was a horrible. What did we give him? $1 million? Who gives 2 shit?
Exactly.
We gave him $1 million.
Look at Samuelson.
And they're all upset, but they don't mind paying 6.6 to nobody.
Exactly. And by the way, look at Samuelson. That's like, you talk about a light bulb going on.
I was a little bummed on him,
all-pro.
too. He couldn't stay healthy.
He's an all-star. I mean, he's unbelievable.
He came from his father.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a hockey pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a good player.
Like
he's got
Bob
11
Green.
goals.
Bob Green said he's got a lot of pedigree.
Now, will he score 11 goals every year? I don't know, and I don't care. Bowen Byram. We signed Bowen. He's a good player. Likes to be here.
Mm-hmm.
They looked around. Nobody wanted to give us anything for him. Hey, we got one of the best Ds in hockey right now.
We absolutely do. In fact, since December 9th, it's us in Tampa in goals against and us in Tampa in goals for.
And don't think that maybe at the end of the year, if you want to fit a tuck in and not throwing everything at him, but maybe Byram goes and UPL.
And they were talking about that probably Byron would have to go because
the Bold and the Beautiful.
The cap's going to be tough.
Not because I want to.
No.
You got Radip Merca.
Oh my God!
And you got
he's playing well too.
The Timmins, and
Timmins broke his leg. He'll be back right at the Olympics.
We got some and Kesserling and stuff, and Kesserling, Power, and Deline.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good top 3 guys. Kesserling can flat out play. He can play. Just remember,
he's got it's the injury.
And if any of us get a chance and have satellite radio in the afternoons, most of you probably work. But the NHL Network has a couple of interesting shows, and you can get some really good insights.
You know
what's going on.
You know who doesn't work? Us.
No, we don't. We're retired, but we do have those grandkids, and that is
that's work.
But anyways, that's all. I always thought patience. I like the talent we saw. I listened, watched, and
I love this team goes down 2-0. I don't even blink. I used to say that was it. It was over, right? Now you go down 2-0. You don't even blink.
No,
because the team doesn't blink.
No, and we got
confidence.
He's had some really nice drafts, guys. Brody Zimmer, remember that name? Yep. Captain America. That's a guy on the horizon real soon. Gavin McCarthy, defenseman from Clarence. That's a guy on the horizon soon. And, of course, our number 1 pick, Radom Mirka.
Yeah.
That was a steal. And Helenas, whatever.
Helenas.
I could be wrong, and I'm sure I'll get letters and emails about it. He had a late birthday. Could have been in the next draft, where he might have been a 1, 2, or a 3.
Yeah.
And they took him, and the NHL Network
at 14
said this is a steal.
Everybody, Kevin Adams got calls from GMs that said, "I can't believe you got Helenas at 14. You son of a, you know what."
And he's got a family. He's also got a pedigree, not maybe NHL, but with his brothers. And maybe his dad played in Europe. And the kid is good.
Oh my God!
He's a 200-foot guy. He kills penalties. He's a center. Guys, and they drafted a lot of guys that can play center.
And you and I were talking about Helenas since we got him, and said it's not going to be tomorrow, but this guy he's the next guy.
First
rookie, and he's
showing it already. 3 points in his first game or something.
He's showing it already.
He is. So, anyways, guys, that's all I was saying, and that's why I get bitter on GR, because it's a lot of shit.
He's a bitter man.
They bring experts on, and they don't listen to them. They go right back to their bullshit.
He's very patient, but he's a very bitter man.
Yeah, I don't like Romper Room. I think it's Romper Room, and my God, you can get in your car and drive from here to ECMC, and you get nothing but commercials.
No, that's the other thing. Can't take that.
And the talent isn't there for the commercials.
I'd like to say something. Let's go to the Bills. I'll start out and then you can fill in the blanks, Tom. So first off, when I heard that McDermott was fired, yeah, I was a little stunned. Okay, but then I thought about the way I thought about these playoff games for the last 5-6 years, and I always just kind of said, we can't finish. These teams walk down the field. He goes into this 3-man rush, prevent, guard, grass defense, and you don't have to look any further. Oh no!
Stop.
You don't have to look any. No.
Stop. He's been trained. He's been going to some German training, and he's not gonna shoot. He's not gonna.
You don't have to look any further than 4 minutes to go in the Denver game. Okay, on their own 37, 3rd and 11, he put 7 guys on the line of scrimmage like we're coming, which is what I wanted. Okay, you got this Bo Nix. He shit his pants when there was pressure. What did he do? Dropped everybody off. What was the result? Cortland Sutton, 27-yard gain in front of 2 corners in nothing but grass and a pasture. We were guarding grass, game over. Okay? That has to stop. All right? Has to stop. So I was good. I was glad with that. Joe Brady, I was a little stunned until I heard the process. And I'm sorry, I'm all in. You can mock me. I'm going to just briefly, Tom, because it was in the news. I don't know if you read it. The process was this. We're interviewing you, okay? We'll call you back for a second if we like you. If you're one of them, every one of them, the 9, went to see a guy employed by the Bills who gave them, I believe it was 15 different scenarios and said, what would you do in this in-game scenario? Now, you can laugh at that, but the guy that gave him that was not in the interviews. So then he brought that all, put it all together, brought it back to the interview committee. Then they sent each candidate to their psychiatrist. Yes, we always talk about maybe they need a psychiatrist. They have one. And they talked to psychiatrists, and they put them through, can they lead, leadership qualities. They did that, and they brought it in. And they came back to a guy who was on the staff. And immediately everybody's like, there's no change. Pegula, cheap, this. It was a really, really well-defined process. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I don't believe for a second it was because he was in the building and we just went through the motions. I don't believe it for a second.
You know,
Tommy?
Don't let the media here tell you that it was a joke of a news conference with people crying and all this stuff. I listened to what was said, and I saw 2 guys, Pegula and Bean, being dead honest.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
They love Sean McDermott.
You hate when they're not honest.
Right.
But if you go in front of them and start sobbing a little bit, you're less of a man.
2, 3, 1, 6, 4.
Okay.
Their seeds. Anyways, I don't remember the exact number, but Pegula went and saw his quarterback crying. What the hell? Yeah. And he looked like he's a fan, and he said, I got to do something here. I said the same thing sitting in the living room after that game.
Yep.
How do we go on from this?
Because when is it going to stop? We found 47 different ways to lose games, but in every case, Josh and the team have scored 30-plus points.
Right.
Okay, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You can't give up 33, 35, 40 points a game in the playoffs.
And
you can't.
They start getting mad, and then what I do is I listen to what's said. I heard honesty. I saw some of what they were saying too. Mm-hmm. Sean's a great guy.
And he's a good coach.
He's a great coach. He left us better than we were when he came. Mm-hmm. But remember, guys, he had no problems firing people after 13 seconds.
Yeah, when he really was the screw-up.
And the strength and conditioning team, blah, blah, blah. So something had to make a move. I agree with Pegula on that. Number 2, they were dead honest about all of that. I look at the players that showed up when they announced Brady.
Mm-hmm.
That told me something.
Yeah.
This is a team so close. Okay? Mm-hmm. There's not going to be sweeping changes, guys. For one, you can't with the cap. Number 2, a lot of the team showed up to support Joe Brady, right? Yep. When 1-7 goes, we all go, right? Now, everybody eats Joe Brady, everybody eats. Oh, the hell with everybody eats in GR with their fantasy football and their BetQL and smoking cigars and drinking brandy. All right.
Second offense in the NFL.
Again, we won 12 games this year.
Yeah.
How many years of winning double-digit games?
Yeah.
All right.
And the
game in Denver with our horrible receivers. What are we gonna do with Chucky Knox, or Dawson Knox? All of this was robbed from the Buffalo Bills.
It sure was.
That was a catch.
And everybody nationally says it.
And we had a chance to at least kick the field goal. Oh, I don't want to hear it. Well, goddamn, you're going to hear it. Because when it happened to Dallas,
Yeah.
He bitched, and it's never happened again.
Right.
And I hope Terry, and I think the way he sounded, he did, call Goodell and say, I still bang for my buck.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Stop screwing us.
In all honesty with Josh, Dawson Knox was wide open. We win the game before overtime.
That's right.
He missed him.
He missed
Before that,
several.
He throws the ball to Cooks. His hands pulled down. We're going to let him play now.
Yeah.
They had no problem letting him not play in OT. The game was robbed. Screw Rocky Mountain bullshit.
Right down the right sideline. Brandon Cook's left arm was pulled down.
You know?
But the rest, and then they go to their idiot in the booth. Well, I don't think it was enough there to call that one, but this is definitely an interception, Mike.
Smoked shit stick. The judge jumping in for a placement of the ball. Where was the guy in the long pass in New England? Remember?
Exactly.
All that. I'm sick.
When do they come down? When don't they?
And I don't know. They don't want a small market to win. I don't think it's any of that. It's got to stop. We got robbed.
He did his little press conference yesterday at the Super Bowl, and wow, we got some of the best referees.
No,
This is a well-refereed game.
It's
a terribly
refereed
game. And you've got to use technology because the old proctologist at 80 can't fucking
Kansas
spot
City,
a ball.
They're taught, and they told us. How do I know this? Because I listened, and they told us. They're told to block the ref when they run in and tell them where the ball is. The catch by Cole Bishop intercepts the ball, but it's not an interception because Worthy caught it. Wasn't that kind of similar to Brandon Cooks?
No, Tom, because that was in Kansas City, so they got to win that.
And I'm going to tell you this, guys. If that game's in Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
That's
a catch, and we win. Yep.
Or at least we get the field goal. Going back to
Sean.
Sean.
The field goal wins it.
Right. We still would have had to kick it, right?
Yeah,
Going back to Sean for a minute. Don't forget the Colts playoff game where he rushed 2 and they marched down the field and the guy dropped the ball or
Baltimore.
something. Yeah, the Baltimore game. Yeah, I thought I said Baltimore.
You said Colts.
Oh, to me, they're always the Colts. Anyways, they made a move. I'm with it. Sean will get his name in the stadium. He's a great guy. He'll do well elsewhere. Something had to be done. I have no problem with it. And I thought it was a good press conference, and I thought the guys were honest.
I thought it was him and I were probably 2 of the few I talked to that thought the press conference was fine. Well, he's crying, so he's going to get rid of people. No, here's what happened. He said that, but then he came back 10 minutes later and said, 12 seconds, missed field goal, no catch. In other words, it just keeps happening.
Ronnie Lawrence, a good friend of my kids, stopped over after that game, sat in that chair right there and said, Mr. Mullen, how do we bounce back from that? And I said, that's
the question of the day.
I think Terry Pegula, guys, he's just like us. He's blue collar. And thank God that blue collar billionaire chose our city to like.
Right.
Because I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. We just ran a billionaire who was trying to fix up downtown Buffalo out of the city. He told our communist leadership to go to hell, and he's now gone.
What's it,
Jamal.
We
now will have a mosque, a 12-story mosque in downtown Buffalo. But anyways.
What's that? The
Statler.
The Statler. 12-story mosque.
A billionaire who was willing to spend his money. Now you might say, well, with a lot of,
Buffalo fun.
But we have no problem giving the Congonians everything for free. And all they leave us is a little loaf.
Am I going to have to calm you down for the masses? Are you all right?
Yeah. We're wrapping it up now. One other thing, our governor came out here, Hochul, and told us about cat litter and a dust of snow. Yeah. What she doesn't realize is, number one, we don't have the money to buy rock salt. And 2, some of our local schools in Western New York need the cat litter for their lavatories for some of their children.
Yeah, exactly, because they pronounce themselves as kitty cats. No, I think there's some stuff out there with some real good.
But we want to keep it funny. We want to keep it funny and lighthearted.
We're so happy to be back, and I'm heading down to Florida, so we had to get this one in. Maybe we'll somehow do a remote from Florida.
We'll try and hook that up for you guys. You can be beachside. I'll be snowside.
You'll be snowside, beachside. I'll be fat side.
I just want to sum it up by one last question.
Yes.
To all you guys out there, you stay tuned. I hope you heard some good talk, honest talk. When guys cry and stuff, that's because they really want to be here. And Jerry Jones doesn't cry. He mispronounces his star player's name purposely. Anyways, was Al Gore right then, or is he right now?
Because the planet's burning up.
We'll leave it at that.
The planet's burning up.
It is.
I mean, iguanas are falling out of trees in Naples. I mean, they're dying. It's been we had 9 straight days of under 20-degree highs.
When a person in New York City's got to lay on a manhole cover to stay warm because the new
Tommy's doing great there.
The new mayor wanted to. He didn't tell the police to move them out of their cardboard cities because it would be against their dignity. Well, now they're gone.
Now they're dead.
Anyways, good to be back. We're real Americans.
Proud to be Americans.
Damn right we are.
We will talk. This is the first one back. It's been mostly sports. We're going to do a lot of sports, but we are going to say a few things that are absolutely ridiculous.
Right. And just leave it at that.
And we'll leave it at
And
that.
all you guys that have been under the weather, I know some of our viewers, I hope you're all feeling better soon.
Yeah, my buddy Jimmy Jarles passed away 2 months ago.
That's
2
what
weeks
that's
ago.
what tells you life is short.
Yeah.
Guy across the street was pretty sick. There's more important things in life, but one of these days, guys, it is going to pop. And
I will also say one last thing. I will watch the Super Bowl. If any point New England takes over after halftime, it looks like they're going to win that game. That'll be shut out faster than diarrhea goes through a goose.
I will not be watching.
I won't watch it.
I will tune in to see Bunny Hop. No, in all sincerity.
Bad Bunny?
In all sincerity, TPU, which we now know our dear lost buddy Pat Finnegan was one of the early founders of, is having a halftime show with some old time rock and roll.
Good.
That's what
Turning
Point University, right?
Yep.
I'm not watching some jackass that can't talk English.
Well, the songs are going to be in Spanish. This is America. Come on.
Who cares? Bye in the barrios.
All right, guys. Have a good one. It's been fun. Keep it in the mix.
Timmy! Das Fragen ist Stiegenhagen.
Tom, we don't have it.
Schnagen, the Stugen. The Schnagen, the